What it do? It is your host, Blitz, back with another episode of The Sharp Note. This is episode 15. It's kind of crazy that I've already done 14 episodes and now I'm on 15. I've been doing this for a few months now, and only once a week, and I've skipped some weeks, so 15. That's 15 weeks that I've uploaded an episode of The Sharp Note. So, well, this will be the 15th one anyway. How's it going, though, everybody? I hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing okay. Life is going on. It just keeps on going. Day after day, week after week, month after month. It is now May 8th as I'm recording this. I actually am doing this one early. This one will go up on oh, oh, the 17th. So, yeah, that's when this episode will go live. So, last episode I was talking about how I'm going to graduate. Well, obviously I haven't graduated yet. Um, but I will in 2 days. So, that's cool. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just nervous about life ahead. The main thing I'm nervous about is I underperformed in one of my classes recently. Look, I got an A in one class and literally a 100 in another class. And then this other one, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna pass it, unfortunately. I hope I do. And honestly, the professor of that class is so terrible. Okay, so if you're thinking about going to college or you're in college right now, be very careful about the professors you select. I gave this guy a chance. Look, so the two other professors that I was taking 3 classes to finish up my degree this semester. Two of my professors were absolutely amazing. They were very responsive, they were understanding, and I don't know, like it was just I had a good every time I spoke with them, there was mutual respect. Let me put it that way. This other professor literally all right, I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. This professor expected assignments to be turned in on time, of course, and any late assignments had to be submitted within 48 hours. Absolutely no leniency with that. So if you submitted it uh, 49 hours after the due date, he still gave you a 0. And you know what? That's okay. But here's my problem. Uh, he took weeks to grade stuff, and in some cases, he took months. I submitted an assignment. I took the final exam. I submitted an assignment 3 months ago, and I still even I'm about you know what? I'm about to check it right now. I am about to check it literally right now. I submitted it 3 months ago. Still have not received a grade. Nope, have not received a grade. That's amazing. That is quite amazing. I have not received a grade for something I submitted on time 3 months ago. And we already took the final exam. I'm about to graduate in 2 days, and I have yet to receive a grade for this assignment. That's ridiculous. Be very, very careful about who you select your professors. This guy was new. He's a new hire at my university. He was onboarded in 2024, and the only reason I know that is because the college published it. They published like a list of new professors and new faculty, and his name was on that list in 2024. So this is probably only his like second semester teaching. And you know what? He's a very smart guy. I'm not even trying to bash this professor as if he's like an idiot or something, but it's just disrespectful. It's literally just disrespectful and a double standard to give no leniency with late assignments but then you're grading stuff literally weeks, if not months late. So I submitted some of these assignments early in the semester. I submitted them on time, did them right. I got a couple points taken off for a couple wrong things, but I got a 43 out of 45 on this one, and literally it took, I think it took at least a month or two to get that grade. I can't remember exactly, but so I got a couple points taken off because I think I did like one problem wrong. Um, but anyway, it's just kind of crazy. So if you're in college or you're going into college, be very careful about the professors you select. Go on the website Rate My Professor, and if their name is not on there, um, like do not take a class under them. If you know nothing about the professor, don't take their class. Just don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk of like, is this going to be a good professor? Is it going to be a bad professor? Um, and if you know the professor is bad on Rate My Professor, clearly don't take them. But if sometimes a professor can be rated poorly, but they're rated poorly by people who just don't do the work, or they don't like they're just bad students. And I'm not trying to say that as if I'm an A plus student. I don't have the best GPA in the world. Um, I'm not gonna say what it is, but but it's also not the worst GPA in the world. I have a decent GPA. I think an average GPA. I don't know that for sure, but I will definitely. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, neither here nor there. Yeah, just so I gave this guy a chance because there was no listing for him on Rate My Professor, and I regret it. Um, and now I'm facing potentially failing this class, unfortunately. So that sucks, but it is what it is. We'll just keep moving forward. It's all you can do is just keep moving forward. So. But yeah, if you're in college, you're going to college, do not be very careful about the professors you select to take courses under. Um, but yeah, I had in this past semester. I'm not even joking about this either. I'm not trying to hyperbolize. I had the worst experience with a professor and the best. One of my professors was the most responsive, gave the most feedback, and genuinely, it was understanding. I'll give you perfect example. Earlier in the semester, he gave me a couple extra days to turn in this assignment because my laptop died on me. I was like, look, I'm sorry, my laptop died. Uh, and I wasn't lying about that either. Like I have the records from the tech store, and if they wanted to even call the tech store of my university themselves, they could see the records of like them fixing my laptop. Like I wasn't lying about that at all. But I think I said the same. So I sent emails to all my professors. I said my laptop's dead. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do the work on time, but I'm not in this bad professor I'm talking about. He was just like he just literally nothing. He was just like go to the library. That's what they said. They were like, go to the library. Well, I'm an online student. I can't go to the library. Like, what? So, I wasn't on campus. How am I supposed to go to the library when I'm not on campus? And I did go to the library a couple times because it's a long drive, but it's not an impossible drive. So I made the drive out there a couple times, and I did go to the library. But no leniency for a dead laptop, really? But my laptop died on me. I'm sorry. I was doing, and I like, and so after that, I just, you know what? This professor sucks. He was very disrespectful. Very just like how how am I supposed to respect you as a professor if you can't even respect me as a student? That's the whatever. So yes, again, be very careful about the professors you take. I'm not saying he's the worst professor in the world. He was very fair with some of the assignments, like when grading them and whatnot. Very fair, but just I don't know how to. I don't know. Maybe I sound like I'm an asshole or something, but yeah, neither here nor there. So we'll see what the future holds. I guess it's just I just kind of have to wait and see now. But anyway, um, but yeah, go and rate my professor, and if if they have a good listing, take a class under them. If they have no listing, do not take a class under it. Don't even give them the chance. Do not give them the opportunity for you to be the person who gets a bad experience. And then, so yeah. Anyway, um, I don't know. Anyway, I recorded the last episode a few days ago. Since then, I've just been so busy doing some stuff, and yeah. One of the things I did recently is I went to my first ever jujitsu practice, whatever, and oh my gosh, I was getting just manhandled because I don't know anything. Like it was my first ever time doing jujitsu and getting absolutely manhandled. Um, and weight bullied as well, so it wasn't like completely my fault for the inexperience. I was getting a little weight bullied, but that's fine. It's not a, from one of my friends. He's like, I'm not even lying. I'm literally like two-thirds his weight. I am literally two-thirds his weight. So, and we were rolling, and yeah, um, and but I learned some stuff. I did learn some stuff. And I know an infinite more about jiu-jitsu now than I ever did before, just because I don't know. But there's still like, oh my gosh, the only thing I know now is literally how much I don't know. That's the only thing I know now. I have learned, don't get me wrong, I have learned, but literally the only thing I've truly learned is that I know nothing. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about grappling, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. Like, if you think you do, if you truly believe, if you don't train jiu-jitsu, you don't wrestle, you don't do things like that, if you truly believe that you know a thing or two, you don't. I'm sorry, you just don't. Uh, and you can't tell me that otherwise. Now that I've done a day, and of course I'm gonna continue training. I want to get better. I want to know things. I want to learn um, more. But the best way I can explain it is I have zero weapons in my arsenal right now. Like that's the best way I can explain it. So all these different moves these jiu-jitsu guys do, each one is like a weapon. And same with striking. When you have like your 1, 2, 3 combo shit like that, every hit or everything you do is a to try to beat the other person is a weapon in your arsenal essentially. And you refine those weapons over time. So like if you're a striker in MMA or something, you're of course training grappling, but your true weapons to win to allow you to win that MMA fight is it's in your striking because that's what you are as a striker. And you can improve your grappling, but it's your default, whatever your default is, really. And you can have weapons in grappling if you're a striker, or vice versa. If you're a grapple, of course you need to in MMA anyway. You need to be able to strike some. You need to be pretty well rounded, but you're gonna have your default options that you go for on the other person, and the more options you have, the better. But also, uh, Bruce Lee said it the best. He said, "I'm not afraid of the man who practices 1,000 moves one time. I'm afraid of the man that practices one move 1,000 times." Um, Something like that. Anyway, I'm not. I'm probably getting the wording wrong a little bit, but that's essentially what Bruce Lee said, and it's so true. It's very true. So you need 1,000 moves in your arsenal. you need to be able to perform 1,000 different moves when you're grappling or MMA or just boxing, whatever you want to, whatever fighting sport you're doing. You need options. Um, but also you need to refine your options. Whatever option, and you need to pick what works for you. Because each body type is different, and yeah, so and each body type has advantages and disadvantages. I have long limbs. Um, that's just a thing. So I just need to. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the pros and cons of that are. But even just identifying that, okay, yes, I do have long limbs. That I need to learn how to deal with having long limbs, and how to use my limbs. I don't know. You get my point. Versus having short limbs, it's a different. You have different options there. And just how your whole body is set up. It's all, and every person is unique. Every different human being, you're gonna, every person. We all there are some standard body types and whatnot. But every person's unique at the end of the day. So not everybody's going to get submitted the same, or yeah, and not all the same shit's not gonna work on everybody. But anyway, you get my point. So I got 1 day down. I'm gonna keep going, keep training. I'll get better as time goes on. My buddy seems to think I will eventually be like this dude. Not as good as this dude. I'm not trying to say I will ever be as good as this dude. I'm not saying that at all. Before I even say who it is, but he thinks I'm going to be similar to this guy in my just strategy of fighting. Hold on, what's his freaking name? I gotta see. Uh, Cause I guess I remind him of this guy, and just the way he was watching me and rolling with me, he was like, "No, the things you're doing, or not the things I'm doing, but like the just I don't know. I don't really know what his justification was, but he said I remind him of this guy. Oh my God. Where is it? Hold on, I'm trying to find his name. Mikey Musumeci. Is how you pronounce his name? I don't know. Um, Mikey Musumeci. He's a grappler. He's got like multiple world titles right now. He's a 5-time IBJJF black belt world champion in grappling, and he pulls guard a lot. That's his kind of thing. He also has a leg lock named after himself because the simple way to explain it is I saw the video of him explaining it. He said a lot of people will do a leg lock and they'll put the toes of the other person under their armpit. Instead he puts the toes of the other person around his neck, and I don't know. I don't know how to explain it really, but it's just the way you do the leg lock simply. And Yeah, it's crazy. This guy's insane, and he's not that old. I wonder, hold on, how old is he? How old is this guy? Anyway, oh, he's 135 pounds, by the way. Oh, he's only 28. Yeah, he's only 28 years old. This guy has a good another few years, at least like another 10 years, like competing at the level he is now, if not longer. Um, but yeah, my buddy, he seems to think I'm gonna have a similar style, I guess, to this Mikey Musumeci. Which hey, that's fine by me. I don't care. I don't know, sure, but crazy fighter, by the way. That guy, he was wrestling or grappling, not wrestling. He was grappling with another guy, and this other guy would not tap. Well, apparently after the fight, that guy got like examined by a doctor, and Mikey had apparently ripped his MCL, ACL, uh, hold up. It was like four ligaments and also the meniscus in that guy's knee. Like, how do you mess up someone's knee that bad? And the doctor apparently said it looked like the dude got in a motorcycle accident. Like that guy's a monster. So, and he looks like a nerd. People clown on him. One, because he pulls guard. People are so um they're so like okay, casual fans mostly, I feel like. They don't like when jiu-jitsu guys pull guard because they legitimately in like an MMA fight, you never want to pull guard. That would be stupid. But in sport jiu-jitsu, pulling guard is perfectly fine because you know the person's not going to stomp on your face. Or they're not going to, yeah, just like knee you right in the face. But in like MMA, you don't want to do that because they will knee you right in the fucking face. So, so pulling guard it's just a sport jujitsu thing, and this guy Mikey does it a lot. He does it like so much. He just pulls guard, and then that's how he gets into the contact. Because, yeah. Anyway, jujitsu's crazy. I don't want to go rambling on about a bunch of jujitsu stuff because I don't. Look. I'm literally just starting. I've been watching it for a while. I've been watching MMA, and I did wrestle in high school. I was not very good. I did win one match though, legitimately. This guy was up on points. He had like 13 points on me or something. It was about to be called, and then I got him in a good position and I pinned him. Dude, it was like one of the best experiences of my life. It was so cool. And I would not have done it if my coach was not on the sideline telling me what to do. But I had this guy in a position, and I grabbed him basically in a cradle. Like I slipped my left arm underneath his knee because he was bending over and I was behind him. So I slipped and he could not break my grip. My grip's kind of insane, or at least it was at the time. And he could not break my grip. Um, and So he was bending over, and I slipped my left arm underneath his leg, and my other arm was kind of around his neck, and then I grabbed my hands, and then my coach was yelling at me on the sideline, and he was like, "Turn to your left." He was like, "Turn to your left," and I looked up, and I heard him. He was like, "Turn to your left," and I was like, "What?" And I did it. I tried to do it, and I realized what he was saying. Like it just clicked for me in that moment. So I lifted him up a little bit. I did it once, and then I set him back down. And then I did it a second time, rotated around, got him on his back. Took me a second, but I got him on his back, and yeah, pinned him with a cradle. So that was real cool. But that was years ago. That was when I was in high school. So I barely remember anything from wrestling in high school. And I certainly have not been practicing at all. So I'm starting with jiu-jitsu now. I'm gonna keep training. We'll see how life, we'll see how that all pans out. But I don't expect to ever be that great at it, but I do want to progress. I do like I do want to. Of course, I want to make it to black belt one day, but it's probably going to take me a while. It's going to take me a long time to make it to black belt. So I don't even have a white belt yet. I don't. I haven't. I guess officially started. I have no. Yeah. So, um, we'll just. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. How fast I can develop. And my buddy, he's like a prodigy with this shit. So. And he's real excited that I'm getting into it now because he's real into it, and we have another buddy who we're trying to get him into it. Anyway, yeah, it'll be a good time. I'm real excited. But dude, let me tell you, after this first time, I'm not even gonna lie, I've puked after that. Dude, I was so gassed and then like rolling around so much, I think my stomach just got turned, and oh man. And then some other guy, he ran over, grabbed the trash can real quick, brought it over to me, and I didn't like puke a lot. I was just real quick, and dude, I felt 100 times better after, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, that was nice. And the dude, he was like, yeah, that means you're working hard. Like, yeah, dude, not used to this at all. So I'll get more used to it though, and yeah, so sore though from that experience. But it was an amazing first experience. Again, and my buddy, he kept saying, he was like, dude, this is the perfect first class for you because they were teaching like, I don't even know what it's called necessarily, but or like all the moves or anything. He's talking about like the Jackie Chan and the 411 position, or using the Jackie Chan to get into the 411 position. And then he was like, there was like two or three other moves he was talking about. So it was cool though. It was very cool. It was a great experience. I was trying to understand. I can only understand but so much, just not being experienced with it. And I was trying to practice the moves, and I was getting it a couple times. It was a great first experience, but again, it's like it's hard to retain this stuff if you don't have the experience. So the only thing I've really learned is just truly how much I don't know, and that just makes me want to know more. It makes me want to learn because not that I thought I knew anything before. I never really, I knew I didn't know shit about jujitsu, but I didn't know how much I didn't know. It's like I had nothing to go off of, basically. The only thing I had to go off of was high school wrestling, which that's not great. Like, jujitsu is very different from wrestling. They're two in the same, but not as well. Like, the goals are different for each. Because in jiu-jitsu, you're trying to submit the guy, and with wrestling, you're trying to put him put him on his back, and it's just two different goals. Because there are no chokes, there are no leg locks, there are no arm bars in wrestling. None of that exists in wrestling. So you're just trying to get the dude on his back. Um, but in jiu-jitsu, you're trying to submit the dude. Anyway, or grappling, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it was great first experience though. Definitely will be continuing. So again, I don't want to keep rambling on about all this shit. But as far as music goes, I never really said at the beginning of the podcast. Hey, if this is your first episode watching, by the way, this podcast I mostly just talk about life and music. So that's the life portion. That's what I've been doing recently. But as far as music goes, I'm still working on these projects. I haven't really done so much since I mean, it's only been a few days, and I've been doing other stuff since the last episode. So no major updates on anything music related. I guess the only real update is that one of these projects I have to rearrange the track listing, and I might drop a couple tracks and I don't know. We'll see. I have 13 tracks so far, and I kind of like that because it's like a baker's dozen. Uh, so 13 tracks is good. It should be anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes long total length of this album. So good length, good amount of tracks, and the tracks are good. I don't know. There's like one or two of them I might. Well, there's this one track. I'll just say I sampled. Oh my God, what's that song called? It's like Clumsy. I think it's literally just called Clumsy by who is it? Nelly or something? No, it's not. No, no. Fergie. Um, yeah, Clumsy by Fergie. Sampled that, but uh, you know, and it's good. I like it. I just I don't want to worry about like copyright or anything. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't want to get like I did change up the sample quite a bit, but not like a ton, but anyway, yeah, you get my point. I probably need to do more to it to like yeah, I probably need to change that track a bit. Um, Add some more elements to it, and also change some of the current elements, because like the timings are off as well. So we'll see. But that's neither here nor there. That's just one particular track. But the way the album plays through from like track 1 to track 13, I don't know. Some parts just some transitions from one track to the next work well, and then other transitions don't work that well. So I just kind of need to think about um how I want the tracks to transition from one to the next. And yeah, and that's really the art of DJing. So we'll see how it ends up being. I don't really know yet. I got to work on it, but haven't had the most time recently to work on it. But I will. I should have some time in the future to work on it. I need to purchase a audio interface. I'm thinking about getting just some cheap USB audio interface. And oh my gosh, interface. Um, yeah, I mean it's not. I don't need anything spectacular. I have an amp that I'm like using right now. I plug my headphones in, and I'll mix off of those headphones, and then I just unplug my headphones, and I have two sets of speakers, some bookshelf speakers, and then some other little speakers. They're basically acting as tweeters, but they're not tweeters. Um, but that's what they're basically acting as. I don't really know what you would call these types of speakers. But anyway, so I have like these speakers that I use. So I'll mix off of those, and then I'll check the mix on my phone speaker, of course, because there's two things I think a mix. If the mix does not sound good on these two things, you got to redo it. One is the car test. You have to do the vehicle test. If it does not sound good in the vehicle, um, redo it. You got to redo it because that's where 99% of people will listen to their music is when they're in their vehicle because that's the only sound system that most people have. So if they're not listening to it in their vehicle, they're listening to it off their phone. So if it doesn't sound good on their phone speaker or on the phone speaker is weird because bass does not have to necessarily pick up the most on phone speakers because bass sucks on phone speakers. So phone speakers suck anyway. So you can't just hope that it um you're not going to get it perfect on phone speakers. In fact, you're not going to get mixing or any sort of mastering perfect on any set of speakers. It's just not going to be perfect. You're a human with making human errors. And see, here's the thing. Let's say theoretically you made an AI or a computer that could get the perfect mix across a range of speakers. It's still not going to be perfect because every set of speakers is different. Literally every set of speakers is different. You can make two speakers consistent. Like you can make them consistently sound the same, but they're still ultimately going to be different because every set of speakers is different. And every brand of speakers is different, and you get my point. So the same, for instance, the same microphone brand, the same brand of literally the same. It can be the same brand, the same model, and it's like it can be literally from the same factory. These two microphones or these two set of speakers are identical to one another to the point where they were even produced on the same day by the same person. They were, and there's or by the same machine, whatever it's making these things. A machine, of course, is going to be making this stuff, not a person, and it's still going to sound different. It just is. It's going to be slightly different because there's tolerances built into these things, and yeah, so you're never going to get the perfect equipment or the perfect mix or master. So the idea is to just get it as close as possible. And so, what I do is I'll mix off of my headphones and these speakers, and then I'll test it on my phone in my vehicle, and then I have a Bluetooth speaker as well. So that's another thing. Uh, so I guess that's a secondary thing, those Bluetooth speakers, because not everybody has a Bluetooth speaker. But if it does not sound good on a Bluetooth speaker, again, you have to go back and change it because a lot of people do play music off Bluetooth speakers. But car and phone are the most ubiquitous, so you need your track to sound good with those. But and Bluetooth speaker is like secondary to those two. Um, and then you also need to check mono. I don't have a great mono speaker to check right now. Nix is on, so I need to get like a mono speaker. But that's also another thing you should probably have when you're checking your mixes and whatnot. And then, but yeah, anyway, other than that, I'm trying to think like what else I check my tracks on. Well, I'll check my tracks in other vehicles as well, like um, just if I'm riding with one of my friends or something, I'll throw a track on just to check it on their set of speakers as well because what I was saying earlier, each set of speakers is different. Well, the sound system in different vehicles is it's going to be different, so when you're doing your vehicle test, testing it on one vehicle is great and all, but you should probably test it on like two or three vehicles at least just to see what it sounds like. And I've seen tools where you can like do those sort of tests um, in like uh, the like in the did like the DAW, but it's not the same. You need to actually do the test. So like I saw one thing, it was like instead of exporting the track to your phone and then listening to it off your phone, you can just click this button in the DAW and it makes it sound like you're playing it off of a phone. Nope, nope. You gotta don't do that. Do not do that. That's not good. That's not actually testing it with what it sounds like on a phone. You need to export the track, upload it to your phone, or whatever, however you want to do it. You can just upload it to like a cloud. Like I do Google Drive. I mean, it's whatever. Um, and I'll play it off my phone. Um, because that's a real test. Because I want to actually test it off my phone. I don't want to pretend like I'm testing it off my phone or to like, whatever, this software, it mimics the phone speakers or it mimics the vehicle speakers, so you don't have to ever leave the DAW, blah, blah. Nope, nope. That's bad. That's bad. That's just lazy producing. That's just lazy, yeah. It's stuff like that's what separates, someone who actually cares about the tracks that they're producing versus someone who's just like trying to produce a track to make some money. Um, Both are fine. Look, if that's your goal is to just like what you're like, I don't care, whatever. Hey, you do you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I'm telling you what I'm not gonna do. you know, and I'm telling you what the good producers that you are probably looking up to. I'm just telling you what they're doing, pretty much. And the yeah, um, yeah. I don't know. I don't. Again, I don't know I'm not the best producer in the world. I'm not the best mixer, master in the world, whatever. Not even close. Literally not even close. I have so much to learn. Um, but I can make a track sound pretty good on a wide range of speakers. I can get it well enough. Let me put it that way. I can get it well enough where I'm happy with it. Um, I do want to improve so that I am more happy with my tracks in the future, but as of right now, I am content with the quality that I am producing. Um, Content within the point of, or in the like, content meaning that I feel like I'm not the worst in the world. Let me put it that way, and I don't feel like a complete beginner with this stuff. I am in relative to some other people. I am still a noob or a beginner. I'm still learning a lot, um, but I also know a lot. So I'm not. I'd consider myself a novice at this point. I'm no longer. Yeah, I'm no longer a newbie to this shit. I'd consider myself pretty novice. Not quite. Maybe intermediate. Like I don't know, but not maybe not quite there yet. But I think eventually I'll get to be like an intermediate level, and then eventually I do want to be at like a master level of like mixing and mastering. But it's gonna take time to get there. It will take a lot of time to get there, but we will get there eventually. It's not impossible. It's not an absurd amount of time. So yeah. Anyway, I want to buy some more records soon. Sorry, small tangent, but I have a bunch of records already. Not a bunch of, I have a decent collection. So, okay, hold on, real quick. Some dudes have literal like walls. They have like bookshelves and bookshelves of records. I don't have nearly that much. I have maybe 100 or so vinyl records. Some cheaper, some more expensive than others. Um, I think my most expensive vinyl record right now is one that mm, my wife gave me. Spoilers alert, I am married. Um, I don't know if I've ever said that on this podcast. Or fun fact, I am married. Yeah. But she gave me this record before we got married. We were dating, and she got me this record, and it's she spent a decent penny. Not like it wasn't like hundreds and hundreds. I think it was like $80. But that's probably my most expensive record that I own. I've gotten a few free ones. I've gotten a few like $1 ones. I've gotten a few, like $5 ones, and then I've also gotten some like $20 or $30 records. Um, and yeah, but the one she gave me was probably the most expensive one that I own right now. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I have a decent collection. I'm very happy with the collection I do have. I have a few 45s. I have one EP. Literally. No, well, technically I probably have a few, but let me rephrase. I have one 10-inch disc. I don't have any more 10-inch discs. I don't know why I just have the one. Well, I do know why I have the one, but honestly, I've refrained from buying 10-inch discs just because it's an odd size. I don't know. I either go with the 7-inch or the 12-inch discs. Either it's like singles or just LPs. Um, but the 10-inch discs are weird. Um, I don't listen to cassettes. I don't have any cassettes. I do have one DVD of an album. And the only reason I bought it was because I could not. I think the vinyl were sold out for this album. It was Logic's Vinyl Days, and I think the vinyl was sold out. So I was like, screw that. I'm just gonna get something. And so I got the DVD for it. But I do want to get the vinyl for that album. That would be so sick. To have the DVD and the vinyl for that album. Not that I really. And see, here's the thing. Not that I even really need any of these vinyl. Um, I can I own, I have Apple Music. Um I can just go listen to this music on there. But um I have recently become an advocate for physical media. That is a new development in my life. Physical media. Go do not refrain from buying physical media just because you think you can stream it. Because one, you're not always going to be able to stream it. It's going to go away eventually, likely anyway. Two, uh, they change stuff with streaming platforms, whether that's music or movies or TV shows or whatever else. Things change. Like the details of things change. I saw um this one oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it now. Oh, yes. It was this the like intro. It was like an intro to a movie, and they just removed some text from it. And this woman went back to the her DVD of that movie, and it had the text there. Why did they remove it? You know, I don't know. Maybe that was maybe that could have been altered potentially, but I genuinely don't think it was because they do that. They do that a lot. They'll alter things to push agendas and whatnot, whether that's a conservative agenda or a liberal agenda. I'm not picking sides. They push both. These media things, they get changed for both. So all I'm saying is agendas get pushed, but when you buy physical media, it cannot be changed. It just is what it is. So these vinyl discs will always be this way. They will never be changed. But like, anyway, so that's why I've bought the vinyl discs I have, is because I've a lot of the vinyl discs I have. Some are just random, but a lot of them are ones that I'm like. They're some of my favorite albums. Like I'll give you an example. I have the vinyl disc for um, MF Doom's and Madlib's Mad Villain album. Amazing album. And not only do I have that disc, I also have the instrumental album for it. So I have all the instrumentals for Mad Villainy. I think my bad. I think that's the album name is Mad Villainy, but Mad Villain is technically the artist. Anyway, you get my point. I also have sticking on the topic of MF Doom, I also have the vinyl record for King Ghidorah. So that's cool. And this, oh my gosh, real quick, let me put y'all on to this punk band called Soul Glow. Soulglo. Soul Glow. Go listen to some of their albums because they are great. They have it's yeah. I'm not gonna say the name of this album because it contains the N word, but um, but yeah, I also have Aphex Twins album. Oh God, what's this even called? I don't even know. Is it? Oh, it's called I Care Because You Do. That's what it's called. Oh, and I have this other album. It's J. Cole's album KOD, which is not his best work, but it is good. I like it. And it's a limited edition vinyl cover. And yeah, anyway, it's very cool. I also have Kendrick's album Damn. That's awesome. That's a very good album. And I have his album Good Kid, Mad City. Oh, and okay, so here's the thing. When I also have some Mac Miller stuff. And here's the thing with Mac Miller. When Swimming dropped, I was all on it. And I was listening to it like every single day. And then literally like a month after Swimming dropped, he passes away. Or like 2 months after or something like that. It was like I think it was within a month or two after this album dropped, he passed away. And that, like, it didn't like break me or anything. I wasn't like so depressed or whatever, but it was just like, fuck, uh, like, well, I'll never get any more music from this guy. Like, this is it. This is his last album. Well, and of course, Circles came out later, his like postpartum album or whatever they call it, or what do they call it? I don't even remember. The album they released after Mac Miller died. It's called Circles. I got that vinyl as well, which is very cool because that vinyl is actually uh, clear. It's completely clear. Like it's transparent. You can see through it. It's very cool. Um, but yeah, this album Swimming, it was just it took a hold of my life when it dropped, and then like when he passed away, it just kind of hit me, and I was like, fuck, man, like that really sucks. 'Cause like I was in high school, and so like there were obviously dead artists that I was listening to, but like I had I had yet to experience an artist that I was truly like a fan of and listening to and whatnot, and they just die in the middle of like that. Just it I don't know. That was the first time that kind of happened, or I don't know. Anyway, to me at least. And then later, like X died, or did he die before Mac Miller? I think he died after. He had to have died after, right? I can't remember the timeline of everything, but X passed away, and then yeah, I was a huge fan of XXXTentacion, huge fan. And I have a couple of his albums as well. Oh, I also have MF Doom's Food. That album's cool. Oh, and I have Nas's Illmatic album on vinyl. That's cool. But yeah. Uh, oh, I also have Kendrick's. Of course, I have To Pimp a Butterfly on vinyl. Yeah, if like, yeah, huge Kendrick fan. Oh my gosh! I can't believe I even skipped over this one. I have Jay Dilla's Donuts on vinyl, easily, and I also have Victor Vaughn. Um, what's Vaudeville Villain? That's what it's called. Victor Vaughn's Vaudeville Villain. Uh, Great album. But yeah, like I said, I have X's the question mark album. I don't know. It's question mark. But anyway, cool album. Oh snap! I've been recording for 50 minutes already. All right, I didn't want to record for that long. I got some other stuff I'm trying to do, and so what I've been doing recently is I've been recording these episodes and then compressing them, because these videos end up being like a couple gigabytes, and when I compress them, they're like less than a gigabyte, like a fraction of a gigabyte, and so I've been compressing them afterwards, but it takes a while to compress these videos because I'm just using VLC. I'm using the free VLC compression H.265 algorithm, which is whatever if you care about the details. Um, but that the time it takes me to compress these videos, one, there's two benefits to it. One, it saves me storage because I back up all these videos to my flash drive. And some of these videos are longer. If the what is it, FAT32 or something, whatever the file format is, it can only hold up to like a file size of 4 gigabytes. So if you have a 5 gigabyte file, it just simply will not be able to store it. So some of these videos end up being over 5 gigabytes, so I have to compress them, or they end up being over 4 gigabytes, I mean, and so I have to compress them with that algorithm to get them to store on this flash drive. But so I've been backing up to this flash drive, so it saves me storage there by compressing these videos. But also, it saves me so much time uploading because it literally takes like 30 seconds to upload. Like, it takes no time. Whereas if you're trying to upload like gigabytes worth of videos to not Google, YouTube, same thing essentially. But it just takes a while. It takes a while to upload like a few gigabytes worth of a video. Whereas if you're uploading a fraction of, like, some of these videos end up being like 200 megabytes for example, which is like a fifth of a gigabyte, roughly. Anyway, um, yeah, it just anyway. Anyway, but yeah, it takes a while to compress this stuff after I'm done recording. But that's okay. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I did not expect to record for this long because it's the longer the video, obviously, the longer it takes to compress. Um, but yeah, neither here nor there. But yeah, physical media. I've recently become an advocate. So like DVDs, buying movie DVDs. I wanna get more DVDs of stuff. Um, and streaming platforms. I don't know, man. I'm not. I don't like streaming platforms. Whether that's TV or music or whatever, they're all kind of bad. I'll say that Apple Music and Spotify are not the worst in the world, but I'd rather just buy the album or something. I will say, having these streaming platforms is good for trying out music and listening, just casually listening to music. It's great for that, but it's honestly at this point it's getting so expensive. It's kind of ridiculous. Like streaming platforms because I think Apple Music's something like $10 a month or whatever. Same with Spotify, something like that. I don't even know. I don't even know how much it is, but I just buy the Apple. I don't know. It's like a $20 subscription where you get like some cloud storage, the Apple Music, Apple TV, uh, and like a couple other things. But yeah, I wanted that because Apple TV. There's this show called Severance. Please go watch that show. Oh my God, it's easily the best show I've watched in 2025 so far. Easily. Like there's no other show comes close to it right now. Um, so if you have Apple TV or if you have the option of getting it, um, if it makes any sense at all to get it, highly suggest watching the show called Severance. It's a very good show. Um, very well produced. The story of it's great. It's like a if you took a Black Mirror episode and you extended it across an entire show. That's what Severance is. You know, hmm. Speaking of Black Mirror, real quick, I'm a huge Black Mirror fan. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's supposed to be a new Black Mirror season coming out soon. Oh, yeah, I think that's right. Yes, yes, yes. I think that is correct. Um, or did it already come out? Oh, I think it already came out. Season 7? Dude, how have I not watched this yet? Okay. I have to watch this episode or these episodes. So, season 6 came out, oh my God, 2 years ago. And season 5, wait. Yeah, yeah, season 6 came out 2 years ago. I watched all of. Wait, did I watch these episodes? Yeah, I had to have. Yes, yes, yes. I definitely watched these episodes because I remember them now. Now that I'm looking at them. Um, but yeah, season 5 was crazy for Black Mirror. Oh my gosh, wait. Okay. Season 7's going to be even more crazy. There's 6 episodes in season 7 of Black Mirror. But yeah, okay, so back to Severance. So if you took a Black Mirror episode and made a whole show about it instead of just doing one episode, that's what Severance is. So if you like Black Mirror, highly suggest it. Um, anyway, but yeah, I've been recording for almost an hour now. Appreciate anyone who decided to listen to me ramble about just nothing, my life, and just random music that I listen to and I've been working on. I'm gonna try to I don't know what I'm gonna do with these albums that or these projects I'm working on. Whatever. I'll release them soon. Whatever. That's fine. Y'all can wait. No one's truly waiting on them anyway. So no one's like knocking down my door trying to get these projects from me. They're y'all will be fine. And a couple of these projects I've already shown on this channel and on my other channel. So I've already shown some of these tracks. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Anyway, thank you again for watching. This has been the Sharp Note. I'm your host Blitz. Yeah. This episode should go out on the 17th, like I said. So that's cool. Um, yeah, I have a bunch more vinyl, by the way, than what I was just naming earlier. But those are just some random vinyl I have. I don't know. I might that'd be cool to do like a. I see this old guy on TikTok from now and then. He'll do these like live streams where he'll just be playing different vinyl records. Um, it'd be cool to do something like that. I don't know, just for fun. Not like it's Oh, but see the thing is I don't want to get like copyright striked or anything. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Uh, don't know what else to say. Yeah. I don't know. It's all for now, at least. I will continue to work on this stuff, and yeah, I'll be back soon with some tracks and with another episode of the Sharp Notes. This was episode 15. Ugh, I don't know what I'm gonna title this one yet, but I always just do something relevant to what I was talking about. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. I will see you later. Peace.